Good morning to everyone here in Paris and there also in Oslo. And thank you particularly to the Norwegian ambassador in Paris and to her team to have given us the possibility to attend the meeting directly with our friends and colleagues in Norway. I had planned with the French ambassador in Norway to travel to Oslo on that occasion and to have a few contacts and discussions there with representatives of ministries and maritime actors, as we have many things to exchange on different international questions in relation with oceans. BBNJ negotiations, discussions on SDG 14, and some geostrategic questions, matters as the Indo-Pacific context, for example. Unfortunately, COVID-19 made traveling more complicated, but I hope that in 2021, with the help of the Norwegian embassy here in Paris and the one of our ambassador, Mr. Pierre-Mathieu Duhamel, in Oslo, such exchanges will be possible. I remember, for example, very positively the support and help brought to my work these last years by the Norwegian head of legal department of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in order to create a new international organization dealing with marine aids to navigation here in France. And we succeeded. And that cooperation showed once again that we share the same approach when we deal with ocean. And the E-Forum, organized by the French-Norwegian Chamber of Commerce and the French Institute in Norway, is another excellent example of it. A smart and clean ocean. What a nice title. It sounds as a dream that perhaps will one day become reality thanks to people as the organizers of the seminar. Thank you to them to have maintained the seminar despite of the circumstances. That was possible technically, and that was a necessity. That was a necessity because the situation of seas and oceans is so serious today, mainly because of human actions, that we cannot lose more time in our search of solutions. Many international events have been postponed to a better situation, and it was important that this seminar, that will be the occasion of numerous contacts between French and Norwegian companies, takes place. So once again, thanks to the organizers. A smart and clean ocean, that is our aim, but so many wrong things and decisions have been taken in the past, and so many new ones are regularly still taken that states as France and Norway must work together to change the situation and the momentum. We are working together in many international organizations dealing with some aspect of the oceans, sustainable fishing activities, protection of their biodiversity, fight against trafficking at sea, exploration of mineral resources of the seabed, safety of the navigation, development of marine scientific research, use of marine energies, and so on. But states and international organizations cannot be the only actors to make oceans smart and clean. Mr. Macron, our president, gave an important speech in December 2019 in Montpellier during the annual meeting on maritime economy organized by the French Maritime Cluster. He qualified several times during his speech the ocean as a global common. This is a notion that France wants to introduce in several international negotiations, but not as a legal principle, but as a moral and political one, to insist on the common responsibility we have on the ocean condition. It is neither smart nor clean, and we are all responsible for this, from the individuals to the states, with foundations, private companies, and so on. I see in the program of the seminar ways to improve the situation and actors to use these tools: observation, innovation, technical research and development. We could add to them scientific research and political will to obtain a good cocktail with ingredients able to make the ocean smart and clean. It is still time, although we don't have so much time, as the situation of the ocean is very much influenced today by the climate change. And on that topic also, France and Norway are fighting on the same side. We can only work seriously in a sustainable way on oceans to protect them and use their resources if we know them well. In that sense, observation is a major tool. It can come from space, but also from inside the water column. And I know many French small and medium companies which have developed systems of observation with great efficiency and very useful for a better knowledge of what we want to exploit or protect or use. In the same philosophy, you have to adapt constantly your tools to your knowledge. And that is the main reason for innovation at sea being so important. Norway is a pioneer in this, with electrical engine for ships, with ships without crews on board, for example. In France also, companies are developing new sources of energy, sometimes ancient sources, used through innovation for maritime activities as wind force, for example, to make ships better navigate and less pollute. And we know the progress that is being made by companies which dedicate investment and research to new propulsion systems as hydrogen. I will not forget ports, which are facing complicated challenges to adapt their harbor facilities to new dimensions of ships and environmental legislations. We are convinced that the private sector efforts must be accompanied by the banking system, and I know some important banks are participating to the E-Forum, and that's very, very good news. States must be helpful too. And as an example, the French government will dedicate several hundreds of millions euros to maritime activities directly or indirectly for new energies innovation, for example, through its recovery plan. 40 million euros will also be dedicated to projects in favor of scanning the oceans through an initiative called Priority Program of Research that is in relation with the UN Decade for Marine Science. I think I have been already too long, and I should leave the specialists give more detailed information and interesting information to you. But once again, I would like to congratulate the French-Norwegian Chamber of Commerce for its initiative. I thank all companies and representatives of the private sector that decided to be present and to play their part to make that forum be a success. Last but not least, I would like to reiterate the thanks of the French government to the Norwegian authorities here in Paris, as in Oslo, for that common organization. Thank you, and I wish you a very good forum.